Yeah, obviously amazing news for Max Verstappen today and the Red Bull team. You know, they really deserved that win, particularly Max. I mean, what a debut. So congratulations to him. But we have to remember that this was in a way handed to them by two drivers today. And it all happened off the start and on the way round towards turn 4. So we're just going to look at the side-by-side here of the two Mercedes drivers. So Nico gets an equally good start to his teammate Hamilton. On the run down towards turn 1, he slips into the slipstream of the sister car and makes a brilliant move around the outside. Now, this is proper racing, and Rosberg was on fire there. He did it just inch perfect. But this is where something seems to go a bit wrong for him. During the corner, looking at Hamilton's onboard, you see that the rain light starts to flash on Rosberg's car. Now, what this is when the car goes into harvesting mode, just coming up here. And at this point, round about now, so there we go, Rosberg starts to react to it. And just go to the full frame at this point. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll just rewind that for you, just so you can see what goes on. So he reacts to the rain light. The hand goes down and makes a switch change. Then he presses a button on the top left and then looks in the mirror as Hamilton's making his move, and that puts him onto the grass, and we all know what happens afterwards. So we'll go to the full frame on Rosberg's wheel now, just to get this up there. So here we go, through the corner. I'll just slow that down for you. So he's making a switch change there. And then he presses that top left button. That is the overtake button. He's reacting to something through that corner, and Lewis wasn't. He then looks in the mirror, tries to squeeze the gap as much as he can, but it's too late. If we run on board with Ricciardo, we'll see that Lewis in front of us hasn't got the rain light flashing. So his car isn't in the harvest mode, and that's why Hamilton gets such a better run on his teammate through that corner. I'll just speed that up for you. There it goes. So there's Rosberg slowing down. Hamilton sees it, goes for the gap. Yes, it's a bit late. It's decisive, like Damon said, and that obviously gave the Red Bull the chance to get into the lead at that stage. So it was a decisive move from Hamilton. He saw that gap and he went for it. I just want to show you again from Lewis's point of view. So here we go. We're just watching Lewis now. He's nice and calm on the wheel. Nothing's going on. He's trying to defend on the inside. You know, normal defending move. Yes, he gets beaten into turn 1. Now around this corner, he gets on the power. He sees that he's making a nice wide approach through the corner, and then he sees his opportunity. As soon as he sees that light flashing, he knows what's going on and goes for that move there. As soon as he's there, there's no way he's going to back out of it. So the car comes over late, but he did make that move. You have to be decisive in one of these cars, and he makes that decision. I'm going to the inside. The gap is there on that part, so he goes for it. But look at the angle that Rosberg's coming over. As soon as we're here, there's no backing out of it. It's risky, but that's racing. You know, you have to put your car in those situations sometimes, and you have to trust the people that you're racing. It was very aggressive from Rosberg, I must say, and the stewards will be looking at that. Now, I'm sitting there thinking, why is Rosberg's car harvesting energy through that corner, charging the battery when Hamilton's car's not? So I started looking into this. In Russia, let's have a look at what Rosberg does on the grid. Let's again watch that left hand where we know that the strategy mode is for the engine power. So we're on the grid, we rock up there. The hand goes down to the, he activates the race start mode. His hand now goes down to there, activates the switch on the strategy mode to get it into the right mode. Remember, drivers aren't told these days which switch to change for the start. It's all got to be done by memory. So he's put that switch into that mode there. And you can see on board with Hamilton as well, he's in exactly the same switch mode off that same start. So he's in the right mode to start this race. It's a different color on Lewis's wheel. It's driver preference. So when he turns right, we'll have a look to see which angle the switch is. So there we go. See this switch there on the left-hand side. It's the strategy mode. It's pointing to the right, and Nico's at this point is pointing to the left. And in Sochi, it was pointing to the right at the start. So it proves to me that Nico wasn't in the right mode, or at least a different mode to his teammate around that part. So I don't know if you can just see on that left side again, different color I know, the switch is pointing left, different how it was in Sochi, and Lewis's one is pointing right, the same as what Rosberg's was in Sochi. And as they go through that corner, Rosberg then switches the switch after it starts to harvest. He realizes he's losing power, and his hand goes down to that switch. There we go. And after he's fiddled around with it, you'll see it pops up on the right-hand side, the same angle as Lewis's, and he goes for the overtake button. So I think he was so maxed out in mental capacity, he couldn't rely on his natural racing senses and have enough spatial awareness to see what was going on around him.